Hello lecturer and everyone, my name is DUNG THANH from e-commerce class by Miss Nguyễn Hồng Anh, and today I would like to present a case study from chapter 10 online content media with the topic of Netflix, how this movie end. This case is very interesting because Netflix not only a successful company but also a company that is now struggling in the very market it created. And so in this presentation, I will go through three main parts. First part, I will give a brief summary of Netflix development. The second part, I will answer for the three questions we have in the case study. And finally, the conclusion I can draw from this case. And now let's move to the next part, case summary. Netflix was founded in 1997 as a DVD by mail rental company. In 2000, it introduced a monthly subscription model and became a largest DVD rental provider in the US. The major turning point came in 2007 when Netflix pioneered online video streaming on demand, and this changed how people watch TV, enabling binge watching. At the same time, Netflix built a large database of user references and a powerful recommendation system. Netflix later evolved from a tech platform into a major content producer with a famous original like House of Cards, The Crown, Stranger Things, and the famous one is Squid Game. And in 2022, it had over 220 million subscribers worldwide and won the many Emmy and Oscar awards. However, Netflix spent about $17.5 billion per year on the content and has $23 billion in the content application. And after COVID-19, subscribers grow very slow, and in the 2022, Netflix lost the subscriber for 2 consecutive quarters, and its stock price also fell from nearly $700 to around $230. As a result, Netflix had to adjust its strategy by introducing an ad-supported plan with the Microsoft and reducing the content cost. So describe the key question. Can Netflix survive in the streaming industry it created? Now let's move to the first question with me. What are 3 challenges that Netflix faces? The first major challenge Netflix faces is extremely high content cost. The licensing other popular show is very expensive because content owners now understand their value. Producing original series is even more expensive. Netflix barely makes profits from the content it buys or produces, which creates a heavy financial pressure for them. Secondly, the challenge is the high risk of producing original content. Netflix uses data algorithms to understand the viewer preferences. However, algorithm cannot predict which new series will become a hit. Creativity in movie and series cannot be fully predicted by data. So some shows become very successful, but many others fail despite the large investment. The third challenge is intense competition. Netflix now competes with very powerful companies such as Disney, HBO, Apple, Amazon, and Google. And the competitors also have a strong brand, very large financial resources, and millions of existing customers. They compete with Netflix for content, talent, technology, and customer. All these 3 challenges create a serious pressure for Netflix in the market it once dominated. And now let's move to the second question. What are the key elements of the Netflix strategy today? And to deal with these challenges, Netflix focused on several key strategic elements. First is producing original content. Because licensing content is too expensive, Netflix creates its own exclusive show. This reduces dependence on content owners and attracts subscribers with unique content that cannot be found on any other platform. Second is using data and recommendation system. Netflix's large viewer database allows it to personalize the content suggestion, increase the viewing time, and encourage binge watching. This improves the customer engagement, and thus is operating as a global streaming platform. And with over 220 million subscribers worldwide, Netflix has very strong distribution pipeline to deliver the content quickly and efficiently to a global audience. Finally, is the new ad-supported plan in partnership with Microsoft. And this creates a new revenue source and provide a cheaper option for customers who are sensitive to the price. And together, these elements from Netflix strategy to survive high cost and strong competition. And now let's move to the final question. Why is Netflix in competition with the Apple, Amazon, HBO, and Google? And what strength the Netflix bring to the market? Netflix is in the competition with Apple, HBO, Disney, Amazon, and Google because they operate in the same streaming video market and target the same online viewers and customers. And they also compete for the same result like content, creative talent, and technology. So this company has a strong brand and deep financial result, which make the competition is very intense. However, Netflix also have an important strength. First, Netflix has built a 20 years viewer references database, which has it understand the customer better than many competitors. Secondly, Netflix has a very powerful recommendation algorithms that personalize content for its user. Thirdly, Netflix was the first mover in streaming and created the binge-watching culture. Finally, Netflix had a very large global subscriber base and a strong brand associated with the high-quality or original series. And this change helped Netflix remain the competitive even against very powerful companies. And from this case, I can draw three important conclusions. The first, innovation creates new markets, but also attracts strong competitors. Secondly, data and technology cannot replace the human creativity in producing successful content. Thirdly, exclusive content differentiate Netflix but lead to the very high cost and financial pressure. In short, Netflix success now challenges its long-term sustainability, and the question how does this movie end is still unanswered. And there are some references I use to get information and support for my presentation beside the case study. So if you have any question, please feel free to contact me via my student email. Thank you for your listening.